Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. David, you gonna do roll call?
All right, Chairperson Laura Oliver,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Jim Ferguson.
Here.
Whitney Tucker. Tom Hooper.
Here.
Joe Steiger.
Here.
Dina Kreidler. Roseanne Ani.
Here.
Christine Alexander. Karen Stewart.
Here.
All right. Have a quorum.
Okay. Move to approve the agenda? So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Move to approve the minutes from last time.
I'll move to set the minutes as presented. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Financial report.
Yep, yeah, right here. Year to date, I think we were talking last time that, some people might not have, might report their, or give their taxes quarterly and things like that. I'm looking at, April and just what we just collected in June as well, so it's a little bit surprising, but, looks like we're a little bit down, but hopefully that will kind of right itself. Yeah, it looks like we have $88,127 in reserves.
Is there any pay? Let's see, there was four payouts, three payouts. No, one payout, $500 for the grant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did that one get approved?
We got the 500.
Yes.
Okay. Approved last month. I don't have any other questions.
Any other questions or comments about the financial report? Public comments? Old business. Want to talk about those?
Sure, yeah. The Honey Festival and Market happened, what was that? Was it?
2 weekends ago?
Yeah, 2 weekends ago. It looked like it was really well attended. I think the way Amanda puts together her festival, she closed down the street in between, closed down that part of Market from basically Old Brick down to the Welcome Center. And it was packed. And I think we had a lot of good, I don't know, Tom, can you speak to how you guys did during that day?
We did very, we had better traffic than usual. I think the heat kind of drove some people inside as well.
Which was nice too.
And so the people that said, we got to take a break before we go back and make one more trip around.
Right. Well, that's good because you're a little bit off the beat, and I know the people that were directly in the line of sight of everything did well. But I was wondering about people who were a little bit.
Yeah, I think we did, and I talked to Leon today, and had good traffic at the gallery there on the corner of Sycamore.
Absolutely, yeah. So I went out there I guess I was out there about 11:30, and it was shoulder to shoulder all the way down. It seemed to lighten up, but I think the streets were busy until about 4 or 5, there was a lot of residuals.
Yeah,
in there.
the heat was not our friend that day.
No, not at all. Luckily, we had some cloud coverage for a good bit of it. And it seems like people stayed, I heard of people, coming in on Wednesday for that festival and staying until Monday. so-
Yeah, we actually had a better day on Friday
Oh, really?
than we did on Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, but must have been people in town for it. Saturday was just okay, but Friday was really good.
Well, that's encouraging to see as far as, us becoming a multi-day big, destination. I think that's really encouraging. The county fair, it was also very hot. I didn't want to take my baby out to that one, so I didn't see it, but I talked with David Bova and he said it was really also very well
I can attest
attended.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there all weekend.
It was packed, huh?
It was packed. There was record crowds Friday night at the truck pull and record crowds at the demo derby.
Right.
There was no parking anywhere. The
Yeah, I heard people were parking up here.
parking at City Park, at the City Park, parking at Riverview Manor, and then we did the shuttle service this year because it was kind of a issue last year with parking. So we hired the trolley to shuttle people from BFW Hall to the fairgrounds.
Wow.
And the BFW Hall parking lot was full. There was no more parking
That's
there.
excellent.
So yeah, it was great. It
And I
was
think
good.
I heard something like $380,000 worth of cattle sales, or that during the auction.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the numbers were there, but I know we did pretty well for the truck pull and the demo derby. I'd like to see, when everything's finalized with our expenses were, what the net profit would be. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's more about community, but yeah,
Sure.
we definitely saw an increase from last year. There were a lot of people there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. Upcoming events this Friday we have the Moonlight Madness. That should be a lot of fun. Downtown St. Jen is trying to market that as like a kind of homecoming, classic 70s, car cruise through town. So everybody get your bell bottoms on for that one. Jim, I know you got some in the closet. Maybe you know, somewhere.
I do.
And then ASL Pewter will be doing their traditional artisan showcase on Saturday and Sunday.
And we'll be open Friday night. All of our artists except one will be there for Friday night opening, and we have a guest artist as well
That's
for
excellent.
just Friday night. So Hannah's going to be there
Okay.
And
Yeah,
exhibit.
she's going to be the guest artist. huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Friday night.
Oh, that'll be great. And we have Jura Fett coming up. So more on that, I guess, when we get closer to it.
I'm going to tourism.
Yeah, we'll go right into the tourism director report. Pretty cool. I put our town up for the Humanities Missouri Small Town Showcase. The winners of that get a video made. We're featured in the Missouri Humanities publication that they do. We get an hour-long podcast where we do a roundtable, and they do like a sort of mashup of the 5 communities that win the voting, and they present that during their gala. So that'll be pretty cool. We are number 1 in votes right now. We have 580 votes, and the next nearest one has 434. So we're definitely in the top 5. They have one more round of voting, but it looks like we're going to get that. So that's another one of those things where I like other people to kind of carry our marketing message. And I think, when we have those kinds of things, it gives more merit to what we're doing. We're not just pushing things in people's face. Other people are saying, hey, this is a great town. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And I wanted to show the French Heritage Festival video that we put together. Since I have it, here's my mouse.
Put it on that paper, maybe.
Oh, I see it.
Hmm.
There we go.
You can feel the spirit of the people, but what gives it life? Here in St. Genevieve, we've preserved this spark by safeguarding the artifacts and architecture from our community's early days. Our roots are undeniably French, reflected in our Normandy-inspired vertical timbers and trusses. We love sharing this history. It connects visitors to their own past showing what life is like when the country was just beginning. Our story continues through our dedication to one thing: community. At the French Heritage Festival, you're not just a spectator. You join a community with roots dating back to the earliest settlers. You become part of a celebration that breathes life into our streets and our history. Witness the spark that has endured for generations. Join us at the French Heritage Festival in St. Genevieve, where history and heritage come alive.
So, yeah, that was part, huh?
I want to go there.
I'm thinking.
Exactly. For sure. I think, we need a good hype video like that for that festival and other festivals that we have, and just getting people here, for other reasons. So I'm hoping, when I redo my budget for this upcoming year, to put a little bit extra in there to do some more videos. I'm working with a young videographer out of St. Louis, really affordable. And we were able to get that done with the humanities grant that we got for the French Heritage Festival. But because he's so affordable, I could see us putting enough in the budget to get like 4 of those videos done and do something a little bit different next time. Find some compelling topics to kind of target and start beefing up our YouTube and start beefing up our website. Because videos are interactive, and you can really romanticize what's going on. We've all been to the French Heritage Festival. It may or may not be like the video, but it compels you to come out and check it out. And I think we need more of that. Our website right now is not very interactive in any form or fashion, but the other part of my report is, we're working with Visit Widget. They're going to put a map embed on our website. I'm basically going to pare the website down to be just a Visit Widget sort of thing where people, wanting to come to town, they get on the website, they see a little string of the events that we have planned. So it combs the internet for events, populates them on our website. I get kind of final say of whether, they might pull something from, Belleville, Illinois or something like that I'll have to kind of weed out of there. But for the most part, as far as, what the wineries are doing and all of the events that we have, it's too much for one person. So it will comb that and comb the internet, comb Facebook and populate those. So people will get on and they'll see an interactive map. And they'll be able to click in it and go, okay, wow, okay, this is what St. John County looks like. They have the cluster of everything downtown, and then they have the wineries outside. They have, Beige Farms, they have Bloomsdale Fun Farm. So they'll get to see all that from like a topographical view, and I think that'll be helpful. And then they'll see the list of events down below. And then adding videos to the website and just making it much
Now, is
more.
McDaniel doing videos too?
They are. So I got them to come out during the French Heritage Festival the day before, so that they could kind of coincide. There's a nice drone shot in that video that my videographer was able to use. So yeah, they're putting together something. We should see it in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, they put together some nice photos and some nice video, but I just sent off after there's so much information in these videos and stuff like that. I had to send them a 1 terabyte hard drive so they could put it all on there and then send it back to me. So I just sent that off today. So yeah, my director's report and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
Very good.
New business. Review of our budget for 2025.
You've got 2024 and 25. 24 on the front, which we adopted in 23. So when I say 24, it's fiscal year 24. And on the backside is for,
That's the city fiscal budget.
that is this is just Tourism Tax Commission.
Well, but it's the city fiscal year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
October to,
October to September. Yep. So you can see what we broke down for the 24 or 23-24 budget.
what I'm looking at for the 24-25 budget, a majority of that is going to go to the marketing plan that was adopted by TTC TAC. So when we told them what our budget amount was that we could use for marketing, we gave them $90,000. And that includes what we do with the matching, the MMG, the matching funds. So that's what you see as a portion of that coming out of the Tourism Tax Commission to help pay for some of that marketing. So I specified the creative brand strategy that we're going to have someone do. Those RFQs are due, the submittals are due next Wednesday. And also part of the marketing grant, the print ads. So that would be the tourism's portion of those, not including what the amount for the matching part is. So your total is $26,450 just for marketing, just for that marketing plan that we adopted. And then we have so much in reserves. Let's dedicate some of that for some other expenditures that are yearly expenditures that this group has done over the years, and something that we started. So the trolley is a $500 a year sponsorship. We, along with other vendors, sponsor that trolley to run, I think, on Saturdays. I'm not sure what times they run. Do you know, Jim?
They usually leave about 10 minutes to 11. They get back about 5, something in the evening.
Yeah. So we help sponsor that, keep that going, keep that viable in the city. We have the marketing grants that we've been doing for individual groups. We budgeted $7,000 this year. We have spent $4,000 so far. So I put $7,000 back in there if you want to, use that again next year, starting in October. We do rack cards. This is on I-44, I-55 around St. Louis. So that is the maintenance and the print that we need to do to keep those rack cards up to date. And then the website's going to need maintenance. After we get Visit Widget on there, you're still going to need somebody to watch over it, make updates, any changes to make sure that it stays, we keep hackers from getting into it. So I'm looking at $4,000 for that in the year. Jay Rudney does our maintenance, and they've been doing a pretty good job, what I can tell. So what I'm looking at here, this can be moved around a little bit. You can make some adjustments tonight. You can make some adjustments as the year goes on. I'm looking for a bottom line to take to the board to say, here's what we're going to dedicate for tourism in the Tourism Tax Commission budget. What we raise in funds, this is what we're going to show as expenditures. So it'll actually just be a bottom line amount that the board says yes to.
So on the marketing plan, that $26,450, that is coming out of, which fund is coming, where is that money coming from?
This is all tourism tax.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're depleting the cash reserves we have in the tourism tax by half, give or take.
So you're going to use the full amount that we estimate we're going to get this year, $32,000.
Yeah, correct.
And then an additional $11,000 on top of that would go into your reserve amount. It would eat into the $88,000 that you have now. Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't recognized, okay, I see what you're saying.
You don't have to spend it all, but we do have reserves in there that we can use for budgeting this way.
So we're only going into the reserves, or I'm gonna call it a reserve, I mean, I guess, I don't know,
Yeah, that's what we would look at it as, yeah.
only about 11,000
Yeah.
out of that 88. And it'll actually climb, well, we're taking some expenses out of it tomorrow. Like this month, we took out, I don't know, what was it? That one marketing grant was all it was that came out of there this month?
Yeah, and you'll have another marketing grant that's in your packet tonight.
Yeah, if we approve that one.
So you'll have some revenue still for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
And then you'll have, for next 2 months, 3 months. And then you'll have whatever expenses that we use before the end of the fiscal year.
So go back up to the marketplace. So the creative brand strategy that launched, that 10 grand, that's
a matching grant.
We received 10 of that, or we received 5?
You'll receive 10.
Okay.
So we're dedicating 10.
And same with the marketing plan.
Right.
So that's where, so half of that, so you have 16, so okay.
Yep. That's what we've dedicated for the print ads. And that's in Missouri Life, St. Louis Magazine, and what's the third one?
And Midwest Living.
Midwest Living, that's it. Yep.
Oh, we did the Oprah magazine too, didn't we?
We didn't do Oprah.
Oh.
We do have a fund out there right now. We were supposed to have an ad in food and travel, and it didn't occur this year, so we're going to try to put it in.
Like credit with them?
Yeah.
So,
Yep, so it doesn't cost us anything.
So the full tourism budget, though, this is just bed tax because that's all the tax commission, tourism, TTC oversees.
Right.
But the rest of the tourism budget,
That'll be through general fund, and that is when we go through our full budget.
it'd be nice, maybe at the next meeting, we can see the proposed one on that. What, when we got another meeting in August? Because I mean, I don't know why we're saving 80 grand. I mean, now if we take out 11 of it, that's my question. We'll have $75,000, we have, give it whatever it is, left in reserves.
My feeling is that if you spend $30,000 each year for marketing, which is, you have a $90,000 budget, that's what the 5-year plan is. If we do $30,000 each year, and then you end up spending $10,000 to $11,000 over the next 5 years, there's a reduction potentially of $50,000. So I'm spacing it over the next 5 years. I'm looking ahead.
We're also trying to use that money to grow the tax base, right? So that we're hoping that we're getting more than that 30-something thousand each year. I mean, I appreciate you being conservative, and but at the same time, we need to invest in the marketing so that we can grow the tax base, so we do have more money in the budget too. So it's chicken and egg.
And this would change as well if the tourism tax increases.
Yep.
So then you're looking at, wanting to then increase the amount of tourism tax that you use for marketing. But again, I'm looking at this just to hold off at this point as to where we are financially. But again, yeah, you want to budget more for tourism.
I think it's smart at this point that we've hired McDaniel to do a job. And I think, they may come to us and ask us for more money, and we might be able to do that.
Yeah, and as, if things change, we get more tourists, more tax dollars from the bed tax, in addition to the percentage increase if that passes. That will give us an opportunity to have more available and know that it's coming in. And not reduce that, that we can begin reducing that surplus because we're replacing it at a slightly greater rate than we've been doing in the past.
Let me ask this. I thought we get more for the MMP match. Isn't it 60 total? 30? Or does the TTC just put in 16 and then the rest gets made up? Okay.
Rest of it's out of the regular budget.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. On top of that, I mean, McDaniel's has been asking us for more money, mostly in the way of rebuilding our content marketing. So we had McDaniel's come out, and I'm waiting to see what they put together. I'm also going to be pretty diligent about who we use and the visuals. I hope you can see by that video that I am very specific about how I want to market this town and how I want to put together the visual face of this town and the county and all of our assets. But I do think we need to really rehab out. I go through trying to market certain things, and I'm pulling Bill Nagar's photos from 1993 out to,
Exactly, yes.
So
The image is not current.
it's not current. And, sometimes that works in some ways, but, and it takes a lot. And so I'm looking for, constantly looking for photographers. I just found a landscape, or more of an architectural photographer that I think will be great. He'll be pretty inexpensive as well, just like this videographer is. But I mean, just saying, if you guys wanted to loosen the purse strings a little bit more for something like that. I mean, I think McDaniel's charge was close to $5,000 for coming in one day, shooting video, shooting photographs, and that wasn't for the editing. You know what I mean? We're still paying $5,000 on top for editing, and I think that's a little. That's what any marketing firm, I guess, would charge you. I think that's excessive. I think we can get it done for cheaper, but that's what you're looking at, as far as that's just one little drop in the bucket. I say drop in the bucket, let's say 30% of what we need, or 25% of what we really need to kind of rehab our content library. So
Are you saying you'd like a line item for that?
I would like a line. Wow, Laura, I don't know how you got that out of what I was saying, but
Saying you want some money?
yeah, I think that would be nice. I think that's my wheelhouse really. Is being able to rehab the look, and if there's anything I can bring to the table, that's it. And I think we sorely need it to kind of set ourselves apart.
And that's not going to be budgeted for in your tourism budget?
City general funds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to ask for it. So, but if I can get it from you guys, then I don't have to ask for it. So, there's
Well, I think that kind of goes back to, trying to get the full budget picture of what's coming out of the bed tax and what's coming out of the general fund.
yeah, and I'm a little bit behind on that. And I'm sorry for that, but I am learning on the job, and, I will get this, especially going through this first budget cycle.
Yeah.
It'll really teach me a lot as far as how to.
But this could be approved and then amended if we decided to, if he doesn't get his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the reserves are there and we can always amend them.
You could come to us and ask for it,
Okay, nice.
if they won't give it to you.
That's a problem, but,
Bring cookies.
And just FYI, right? So we approached the county last week or 2 weeks ago, and they've agreed to do the legwork to put the 1% bed tax countywide on the ballot coming up in November. So that's very positive and much appreciated. So the county's stepping up to try to partner with us as the city and trying to work on tourism. And then at the last city council meeting, I pushed to have the city bed tax doubled instead of just raise it by 50%. So instead of 2%, I asked the board to consider doubling it to 4%. So the board agreed, and so hasn't been voted on, but it was in a work session and we approved it verbally. So there'll be a resolution coming out here to put the bed tax down at the city at 4%. And so potentially there would be doubling that 30,000 that we're getting in the bed tax. So there could bolster those reserves that we have and have some additional funds in there for those type of items. What you call it, the stock photos.
yeah, content library.
Content library. Kind of building those up.
So the 1% that the county is going to try to put on, a year later, we can go back and ask the county to increase
I don't know when.
that?
I don't know when you can do that. I don't know how
Is it only a
often.
one-shot deal at 1% and that's
No.
it?
No.
County's limited to 1%.
That's it?
That's it.
But
The county, unless the state statute changes, county is limited to 1% because it isn't listed with the other groups and organizations that have the higher tax amount.
There's a weird, when they set these bed taxes or lodging taxes or transient taxes, they're very specific. They don't apply statewide, and they don't apply to class counties. They're like a county that is in the southwest corner that has a population of 18,000 people or less, because they really, to get the other representatives and senators across the state to vote for a tax increase, they had to make it just for that area and didn't go across the state. So they were very particular about how they wrote these different state statutes. So apparently the one that we're in only allows the county to go up to 1%, I think is the way it reads now. So we would have to lobby Jeff City to amend or adopt or start a new statute to allow our type of county, I don't know how you describe that, into being able to increase that from 1% to something else. So,
Whereas the city can go up to 5% because we fell into one of the groups that allows that kind of, that rate of tax based upon voter approval. Everything's voter approval on these. Hancock Amendment requires that.
But if we eventually lobby and get that something passed, then we could go back to the county and they can put that.
Yeah, then they can put it back on the ballot and
if you look at Perry County, they are in a different classification. And from what we understand, Perry County has a 6% bed tax
Countywide, city and county.
So no matter where you're at, whether you're in Perryville City or Perry County, they have a 6% bed tax, transient tax, I think is what they call it, whatever, same difference. And so the way it was written for them, they fell into that category where they can go up to 6%.
so, but it is a totally separate state statute
Yeah.
adopted for Perry County.
Yeah.
So that's what you would lobby for with a state representative, that kind of,
Yeah.
to get that pushed through and attached to some other bill and get it where it's approved.
So some lobbying in the future.
Yeah.
But, and again, it's very rough numbers. What we think we generate is 15-ish thousand, maybe $20,000 at best, countywide, with the number of entities that they have out there. But, that would be great. I mean, when you figure we're spending roughly 90,000 currently, so if we could, add to that, that would be a big boost for tourism marketing.
All right, are we ready to go back to the budget?
Sorry.
We have a motion to approve the 2025 TTC budget?
I so moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion
So we
passed.
can't go back and make changes.
Yes, that's what Happy says.
Right, Happy?
Any of these expenditures from last year, from '24, are any of these recurring for this year that we'll take out of the general funds, or some of these are not being, something like visitor guide, last year it looked like you did an updated visitor guide, so I know we don't have to do that, but
We had budgeted for that. We didn't end up doing that, but we ended up reprinting and redoing the downtown map. So there's a lot of that stuff that we had not gotten into. I figured the important part, based on our budget, was to go with the marketing plan. And then if we want to add something else in there, you can do that.
And on this one, like if just looking at last year, I'm sorry, we have 5,000 coming out of the TTC fund for Visit Widget, but I know it's more than that. So the rest of that is coming out of the general fund.
General fund.
And that's going to be mostly paid for this year. Most of the implementation of Visit Widget is going to be paid from this year's funds.
Yeah.
And then they do have some reoccurring fees, I would assume.
Yeah, it's gonna be, with
Yeah.
the package that we got, it's gonna be about 8,400 a year.
Okay.
So that will go into our regular budget, not as marketing, but as digital platform type program.
Subscription
So we
services.
absorb it, just like we would with any other software that we buy, and then we have yearly maintenance fees. So we'll end up spending what we need to with Jay Rudney to get Visit Widget on the website, and what we need to do to get Visit Widget up and running. That's what the budget for this year will pay for. That's why we want to try to get it ready, get it up and running by September 30th.
Yeah.
The only other thing, we already voted on it, but the marketing grants that we have 7,000, and I know we can amend it, but I just wanted to kind of take a poll among the group how everyone thought that was going so far. We got one coming up here again in just a few minutes. I just wanted to kind of get everybody's feel for how they're liking marketing grants and if that's been appropriate so far.
Well, the only question I have with marketing grants is this, the structure we're using for them. We're asking for a itemized expense, budget, and we're not asking for receipts to prove that those items were paid through the grant. I think there's the things that because of this body and the way we receive our funds and the way we disperse them needs to be addressed. Because we have no checks and balances there for granting somebody some money and how it's being spent.
Who's going to police that?
Well,
Adminis-
we received a
administrator.
budget,
We have to.
we've received an estimated budget from the
Applicant.
applicant, and then
No, I
at the
was
end of
just
there,
asking-
we give them 30 days after that event to provide paid receipts to match up against those.
Yeah, but I guess Happy's the one that has to go through that to match them up.
What we can do is include it with the agreement that we have. We have a written agreement with whoever gets the grants, and we'll put it in there as one of the requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be some sort of proof. I mean, I deal with grants all the time, and we always have to do some sort of follow-up showing that we actually spent that money the way we said we were going to. Sometimes it's photos of what we did, or who we hired, or, you know, exactly where the money went, but there should be some sort of, you know, because sometimes I look and I don't even see St. Genevieve listed as a sponsor for some of the grants that we've given. So, I mean, I think we need to at least see proof that we've been listed. If not receipts that they actually spent it, but at least showing us, if it's not a screenshot of something, showing us that we were listed as a sponsor.
I thought in the digital, I thought in the digital package that we got, was there an update of the funds that we've spent so far for the grants? I swear I thought I saw one that listed the organizations that we've sponsored so far.
I have a spreadsheet, but I don't remember sending it out.
Oh, okay. It's not in here.
Is it in the packet?
It's the last page.
Last page. Oh, well, then there you go.
Yeah, but it's not in here. It was on the digital one, but it wasn't, I don't think it was printed. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's last page. Okay.
Thank you.
See, Happy, you're on. PTC marketing.
I asked David to put that together for me, so it's like, oh, we have any more come in? Do we have any money to spend?
Yeah.
And he put that together. Yeah.
So right now, are we missing? No, that's the very last one. But we haven't. Oh, we didn't approve that one. See? We have one more in front of us tonight. But we budgeted for last year. How much? 7?
So,
Okay, so we still have some left if we approve. Well, whether we approve this one or not. Yeah.
So is that something Happy you'll just add to that application?
I think it's a great program, but I think we need to make sure we have the checks and balances in place so that nobody has a problem and we're able to continue it.
We would be doing that.
So has everyone had a chance to read over the current application in front of us?
It's left there.
Any discussion?
Submit that stuff. Happy.
Sure, yeah, we can do that, and I
think
told them
that'd
that, you know, they need to make sure that they have a record of it. We'll make sure we can.
Any issues with the current application? Are we ready for a vote?
I make a motion to approve the request for $1,000 for the Oktoberfest.
Thank you. Second?
Give me a second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right. Motion passes. Anything else before we adjourn?
so the board approved eliminating the TAC. So the board has to do that by ordinance or resolution. I'm not sure which. I'll have to check. And then it would be up to TTC to add the ad hoc members. So we talked about the county and chamber. Is there any other groups that you want me to include with the bylaws changes? Because that's what it ends up being, is a bylaw change for the TTC.
Because we'll have the 5 TTC members, a city representative, a county representative, and a chamber representative. So we'll have 8 members when it's fully staffed or appointed or.
Full group. And we do have somebody to recommend to the board at the next meeting, so we should have 5 full members for TTC. And thank you for your time doing this. We may come back to you at some point and say, hey, we have an opening. So we have,
If they're, the 3 of those, the chamber, the county, and the city reps are non-voting, you'll have your 5. So if they're non-voting, I mean, they can come all they want and
Right.
they're still not, be saying like, I don't know. I don't know how that works. If we want to
well,
invite someone to come, but
I mean, anybody can be here, public comments, I mean, it's always open for discussion with the community. What you're looking for is those that are involved directly with tourism or in some way directly with tourism to voice their opinion and bring that. So those are the three groups I think that everybody recognizes. We'd have an older person here anyway, because I think, you have to have that kind of representation to be able to take back to the board what Aaron and I don't represent correctly than you do. But the county contributes, and chamber is, also a contributor for tourism in the county. So we want to have them included.
Did you have somebody else in mind that you wanted to?
Don't, but I just want to open it up in case there was somebody I wasn't thinking of, or some other group that you would think is important to have because I don't know if Rotary would need to be, Lions Club, no. I didn't know of any other civic groups that would be important enough to add for the tourism aspect of it.
As we move forward, if the county bed tax passes and the county designates us as their marketing agent, it'd be, but there is no county entity. It would almost be like a business it'd be nice to get more county input if we get those funds approved and passed and we're spending out those dollars.
Which we can do now.
Yeah.
Because we can bring anybody in from the county to be part of TTC. It's just knowing those people. We deal with the city, and I deal with city residents. But the county and the county can even do it now. If they can, recommend someone for that position that would be on TTC, we can take anybody that's inside county limits.
I think it might be smart to add a county business representative, keep it generic and just.
As long as it fits in the
Tourism
statute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Just so you know, I don't mind coming.
Thank you. We want to keep you here.
Yeah.
You're always welcome. You can sit out here with me.
Okay.
Well, I would assume you plus a county business person is what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking of somebody actually voting, a voting
A
member.
voting member,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that would make it 6 if you added a county
I
business.
can only have 5. You can recommend somebody, but it would have to fit within those 5 that are by state statute allowed to be part of TTC. Laura's job was the county representative for TAC when we were doing that.
Yeah.
And look where she is today.
Madam President.
So we'll bring that back in the next
can
meeting.
think about it.
That is, yeah.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Runs a tight ship.